to so much more. Second four, please. I can be in director. Go, camera 3. It's time for workout. Oh, I always take time before the show to have fun. Go to 4. And I always love to shoot before the show. Opa. Fish.
Well, you know that was done in one take, right, Boban?
One take.
We're so glad that you're back on the show, especially because we're going to start with one of your former teammates, the Lakers at the Suns last night. Luka Doncic made his preseason debut. It's the first time we've seen him play since FIBA Eurobasket here, Perk. Let's pick this one up early in the first.
Oh!
Luka, that's how he started, right? He had a series of spin moves in the lane here. Come on, Malawach did not ask for this.
He did. Look at the footwork. And what was that called right there, Wendy? The
slippery heel.
Yep, look. Yes, it was.
Despite what these highlights say, come on, actually, I feel like we need to say this. He did have a good game. All right, so Luka Doncic, he can't get the free throw here, but don't worry, as it's falling out of bounds, somehow he makes this pass, Wendy.
Hey, listen, he's been getting ready. New body, new passes.
Nick Smith Jr. hits the three. About a minute later here, Perk, Doncic dribbles it up, and he hits the wing three.
Easy work, easy work. Got him leaning, then just pulled up. Look at the
Little
stop.
lean with it, rock with it later in the second. Luka dribbles up, deep step back, all smiles from Luka here. 12 of his 25 points, and this one came from beyond the arc, going 4 of 8 from 3. So the question, Perk, you had going into this one was what? How was DeAndre Ayton going to look? Well, this is him with Doncic here in the first.
And I love it.
And then take a look at this here. Clearing the lane, roll into the basket. Here's Ayton on that connection with Luka Doncic.
He's different. He's doing it, drawing a foul at the same time, and throwing a late lob. And you know, it's just I have to be patient and just really reading his eyes.
And you said you love it, Perk.
I do. And look, DeAndre Ayton did an excellent job all night long of setting good screens like that with creating a mismatch. Luka draining the three. He could make a living. And look, another great screen for Austin Reeves right there by DeAndre Ayton. You talk about sacrificing. Austin Reeves get his feet set. Yak.
Reeves finished with 25 in this one. I don't know where to count Yakum among that. Ayton finished with 10 points, 13 rebounds. As for Luka, he didn't miss a beat, right, in his preseason debut. 25 points, efficient night from the floor. The Lakers need that with LeBron out to start the year. Here he was after his debut game.
I feel great. I felt great. I was probably better than I expected. Those first games are kind of rusty, but I was just very happy to be out there again. We've been having a good preseason. The chemistry is great, and for us to be great, we need to have a great chemistry.
I'm real comfortable. I haven't really played with all the guys fully yet, but I love the way it's going. I love the progress, and I just love the commitment everybody's really pulling in from training camp to now.
A lot of interesting stuff on the floor and a lot of interesting things said after this game. Malika Andrews here with Brian Windhurst, Kendrick Perkins, and of course, Boban is here with us as well, joining us in our Los Angeles studio. We've heard all summer about trimmed down Luka Doncic, Brian. Now we finally get to see him. What stood out to you?
He looked in tremendous rhythm in this game for a guy who hadn't played in all of the preseason. We saw the results of not only his hard work in the offseason, but all the time he put in playing with the Slovenian national team. He came in great rhythm. I liked how especially he got to the free throw line. I do think it's incumbent on me to point out that the Suns were just back from China and they basically sat almost all their rotation.
Yes.
But okay, it doesn't, it was a real competition game. He looked good. Also, Austin Reeves was terrific in this game. Austin Reeves has had a great preseason, and between the two of them, they got to the free throw line 17 times. And without LeBron, you're going to need to have some more efficiency. And I think with Austin Reeves and Luka's usage going up without LeBron, you're going to see them hunting a lot of free throws. That's one of their specialties.
Well, I love it because we got an opportunity to see the miniature three. Luka, Austin Reeves, and DeAndre Ayton.
Instead of a big three?
Because here's the thing, right? The future, right, is going to be determined on how well those guys have chemistry and how well they can play together. Austin Reeves, in my opinion, outside of DeAndre Ayton and what he brings in the interior, Austin Reeves is going to be that guy to get them over the hump. If you look at Luka and the success he had over the course of his career making deep playoff runs, he's always had that second primary ball handler that could create for himself and the others. And I'm looking at Austin Reeves to be somewhat of that Kyrie Irving or even that Jalen Brunson, because let's be real, we don't know how many games LeBron James is going to play this regular season, right? He's already started the season off
that's what's
injured.
concerning.
So I'm looking at Austin Reeves to take that leap up from being that third option guy to being that second option guy.
Well, and then there's DeAndre Ayton, right? We've been waiting to see how that connection is going to look with Luka Doncic. And that little lob we showed you, it was the only one of the game. That's promising. Boban, you've actually been, though, in Ayton's shoes. You have been that partner for Luka Doncic. What did you learn last night?
Yes, I've been that. You know, like, look alike when somebody sets a screen for him. And this is good because he can basically attack everybody from 1 to 5. And I know sometimes figure out how playing with him, like I figured out he don't even need the screen. He just like can attack everybody just a little bit. When he get tired, he won't like that better screen, and it's easy to play with him. He'll find you every time. You see how he basically like looking for everything. I don't know how he do that, but this is like so easy for him, and for me, only need to score and make a layup.
It feels like this is what the start of the season is going to be. Luka's going to create a lot of open looks. DeAndre Ayton is going to have to get used to having that sort of space, Brian. Luka's going to get his. Other guys are going to get open looks. Those other guys need to make the shots.
Yeah, and I was impressed with DeAndre Ayton defensively last night. You can really see he knows that his job is to come in and rebound and make defensive plays. He had 13 rebounds in this game. He had, I think, 3 blocks and 2 steals, or 3 steals and 2 blocks, 5 stocks. He is really focused on being a defensive playmaker. I know that we're going to default to paying attention to the offensive end. I think the Lakers are going to score. I think they're going to get enough points. The question for me is, can they defend? That was one of the reasons they went out and got DeAndre Ayton. They needed better interior defense. He's not a great defender in his career, but he can make a difference, and you can see he's trying.
The Lakers are in action against Luka's former squad tonight, although we do not expect to see Luka Doncic in this second night of a preseason back-to-back. I do want to stick in the West because we had some breaking news earlier today in the NBA as we bring in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, Russell Westbrook was the biggest name left in free agency, but now he has a new basketball home. What more can you tell us?
Malika, Russell Westbrook is signing with the Sacramento Kings. His agent, Jeff Schwartz, tells me it's a 1-year, $3.6 million deal. And these are two sides that have been engaged in conversations all off season, every single month, every single week since July. They've been in constant communication. And this is a Kings team that has searched for point guard depth. They were 28th in points, 29th in assists off the bench last season. And I'm told key players advocated for Westbrook as well. One of them being Domantas Sabonis. They played together in Oklahoma City. And then 2 other players, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, who have LA ties just like Westbrook. And he also knows their new assistant general manager, BJ Armstrong, from their player representation days together. And so after waiting 4 months, the one-time NBA MVP, Russell Westbrook, is back for his 18th season in Sacramento.
18th season in Sacramento. Shams, thank you very much. Westbrook, of course, has been a star in his role off of the bench the last couple of years. He's finished the top 10 in 6th Man of the Year voting, 3 straight seasons here, and now he's joining the Sacramento Kings. Perk, we were on a call together when this came across our phone screen. Shams breaking the news. Your instant reaction was what? You're wearing Kings purple.
Good for Russ.
Yeah.
Great for Russ. I'm glad he signed, but we all know the Western Conference is loaded like a baked potato. We know that, right? There's so many teams.
Sour cream.
So every night,
onions,
all that.
bacon,
cheddar cheese, everything. But every single night is going to be a playoff type vibe when it comes down to a Western Conference matchup.
Yeah.
A team, when you face them. And they're not attractive for us eye candy and their personnel to get it done with their talent. I'm not discrediting DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, but they just don't measure up to what the other teams in the West have on paper. So what do you need to bring every night? Your energy, right? You got to have the tenacity. You got to play hard because you're going to win some games by just outplaying teams for as how hard you compete. That's what Russell Westbrook is going to bring to that team in that locker room.
So I'm just going to say that a year ago they had De'Aaron Fox as their starting point guard, and now they're
bringing up old stuff.
Well, you knew when he starts answering, going, so. And then
I don't mean to be Debbie Downer. Dennis Schroeder is going to be their starter. He is on his 5th team in 3 years. Dennis Schroeder can do a lot of things. He is a journeyman. He is a journeyman for a reason. This is now Russell Westbrook's 7th team in 8 years. Okay, that is a journeyman. He is a journeyman for a reason. There are going to be nights when Russell Westbrook positively impacts the Kings and that they are going to really be glad he's on the roster. I think you could say the same thing about Schroeder. And there are going to be nights when you realize why these guys are journeyman point guards.
I'm a big fan of Russell Westbrook for sure, and every time when you feel down, you watch highlights of Russell Westbrook, like you know what he do, how capable to do, how easy he to score, how easy like fast. I'm a big fan of him because he have big energy and big experience. I think he can help them. And my experience with the Kings, every time when they start really good to play first and second quarter, they need that energy in third quarter and fourth to close the game. And now when they play with them against with Houston, they lead us 20 points, and after they just like fall down and they lost the game. There was like, I think it's a big name for them and a great guy.
The human embodiment of Light the Beam. I do have one question for you though, Brian. When I look at this roster, Doug Christie is a defensive-minded coach, and this roster to me doesn't necessarily scream defensive prowess.
I know one of their best defensive players, Keegan Murray, just suffered a thumb injury.
Out
He's
for a
going to
month.
miss 4 to 6 weeks. So part of the problem with the Kings is they play in the Western Conference, and you have to play at such a high level to get one of the top spots in that conference. I understand. I do think Schroeder and Westbrook are relatively good pickups considering the situation they were in, but I'm not excited about where this team is.
All right, we need to get back up to a little bit of positivity here. It's the preseason. This is when it's all full of promise, right? We do have a packed show, including a high-flying Zion, but it's been full steam ahead for Steph Curry this preseason. The Golden State Warriors facing the Portland Trailblazers. Perk, let's pick this one up early in the first quarter. Curry gets to his spot on the wing.
He's been getting to his spot all preseason. I'm telling you, he got it on his mind. He got it on his mind, Malika. Look, Steve Kerr's probably telling me only playing a few minutes, and he's going out there and being maximized.
What we're not going to do is look at the fact that the Warriors are down 22. Then look out. Kuminga throwing it down. Nice setup from Curry there, and then a finish from Kuminga. And then early in the third, the Warriors down 8. Curry gives it up to Al Horford. Curry gets it right back, splashes the 3. The Warriors cut into the lead. Later in the third quarter, the Warriors up now. Curry dribbles behind the back into the paint. How does he do it? Sorry, Chris Murray, that was not kind. That was not kind. The Warriors up now, and then a minute later, all tied up at 79. Quentin Post passes it through the legs.
And set a screen.
Curry. A game-high 28 points for Curry. The Warriors win 118-111 in this one. And Steph, he looks to be in mid-season form already, and I think that spells trouble for the league. We know it's just the preseason, but he's put up 28 points on just 15 shot attempts. And what really stood out was his ability to get to the line. He took 13 free throws. That is something, Brian Windhorst, that he did once all of last season. And yes, there's been this conversation over the summer about Jonathan Kuminga and the holdout, and the Warriors haven't had a lot of run together. But this team, we know Kevin Pelton projected them to have an incredibly good record in the Western Conference, and I'm starting to believe it here.
Well, let's remember how they finished last season. They finished it very strong, and the Jimmy Butler addition gives the Warriors something that they've been searching for a very long time, which is a viable offensive leader when Steph comes out of the game. And so if you can give Steph fewer minutes, when he's out on the court, he can be more aggressive. You saw in that game, we had all those highlights of him going to the basket. Obviously, we know the man can shoot from the outside. He goes to the basket, he gets to the foul line, he expends more energy, he can do it in fewer minutes. The Warriors have this thought process. Everybody's got to stay healthy, but they have this thought out.
And Jimmy Butler, I mean, it's not, isolation under Steve Kerr is not something that happens. He runs a lot of it. He takes a lot of attention. That frees up Steph Curry. If the Warriors can click on all cylinders, health is the biggest piece of it. They feel very confident about this season. What do you say, guys? Let's go coast to coast, run through a little bit more preseason action around the association. First up, we had the Philly, where earlier today, Joel Embiid, Paul George participated in Sixers practice. Both players continue to recover from off-season knee surgeries. Brian, ball's coming back to you. What would a healthy Joel and Paul George mean?
Well, I mean, it would be amazing. They could contend for the East if these guys played 65 games. How can I say that they will? What the crazy thing about Philly, last year they started the season with sky-high expectations and were a huge letdown. This year they come in with essentially the same roster, plus VJ Edgecombe, with no expectations. And that's not where you want to be, but that's their reality. And look, these guys are starting to play with the regular season tip-off in sight. So that means something.
It does mean something. Philly fans are saying, all right, maybe we can get our hopes up here. Next, let's go to Milwaukee. Giannis, 16 points in 25 minutes, and the Bucks lost to the Thunder. But Perk, what are your expectations for him this year?
MVP type expectations. He's going to put up monster numbers. And watch the area for as the assists. We know he's the most dominant player in the game for his paint points. Look at this. This is just child abuse down there, what he's doing. But look, the assist numbers is what I'm going to be looking at. Doc Rivers said they want to play open, fast, and shoot a lot of threes. Giannis is going to be the primary decision maker.
Well, sticking in the Midwest here, Donovan Mitchell, he scored a team-high 17 points. Lonzo Ball added 9 assists in the Cavs' 118-100 win over the Pistons last night. Brian, preseason Cavs corner declaration. Is this the year Cleveland gets over the hump?
I'm going to tell you something. This is a historic victory. You think I'm kidding? They hadn't won a preseason game against an NBA team in 3 years. But what I was so impressed about in this game was their passing. 33 assists. Lonzo Ball, Malika, with 9 assists in this game, passing the ball all over the place and also playing good defense.
Well, sticking in Cleveland, Boban, this is for you, your bestie. Tobias Harris flexed on the Cavs, 19 points, 5 rebounds.
It's good, Toby. Show this muscle, what you do on San Diego. Workout summer. Show that muscle, show that moves. I like it.
When was the last time you talked to Toby?
Recently, maybe a couple days ago. I was like, do the best you can, play the best game you can. Yes, and score and one every time when you can.
Score and one every time you can.
This is who you
What
are.
did he say to
This
that?
is how we do.
What did he say?
He said yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he said yes, ball.
Well, you all, of course, of all the teammates you had, who did you play the most regular season games with? Who did you play the most games with?
With Toby for sure. Huh?
It's Toby for sure.
Yeah, Toby for sure, because we've changed so far 3 teams together.
Yeah, I would
yeah.
say Toby for sure is correct. You guys played in 142 games,
Yeah.
3 teams, including getting traded together
Yes, 2 times.
twice.
2 times.
And we thought, since you decided to come back and hang with us today, we would bring in your friend, Tobias Harris. To join the
Bromance is
show.
back, baby. The bromance is back.
Bobby and Toby reunited on NBA Today. Toby, I'm not sure you caught the last episode of Bobby and Toby, the show that took place. Anyone who doesn't remember, though, we've got the clips. I wanted to bring that back for everybody here.
Toby always look better, just to know. Make sure about that. We look better on the court.
Oh my gosh.
I think the dance moves, we should bring them back.
This is how I taught Bobby how to dance. And then the Toby and Bobby show just exploded. And then, you know, the life of the NBA, we got traded team to team, but it always just brought together our friendship. I love my guy always. It's great to see you over there. Hey, brother, are you in LA right now?
Always good to see you. Yeah, I'm in LA, but we need to continue. I work on that till we continue Bobby and Toby show. I just need your approval.
I love
Can't
it.
wait. Come on, we gotta finish it.
I'm curious, Tobias, about the time that you and Bobby clicked here. We've only had the pleasure of having him. This is his second day on NBA Today. What was it that sort of drew you two together?
You know what? First it was food, then it was just culture, energy, music really brought us together. So listening, he was always interested into the hip hop music. So I had to show him different types of hip hop genres.
Okay.
From, you know, 50 Cent, Biggie Smalls. So all that just connected us all together. And here we are.
Basically, without you, I'm nobody. You help me along with everything. I like how that sounds.
Well, since you are the president, I think, of the Boban fan club here, Tobias, what did you think of his analysis on your game last night? You were hearing him talk about what he saw from you.
You know, he always gives me good praise. So anytime he's giving compliments, that's what friends do. But he's
I'm just
great
honest. No friendship here. I'm just honest. I'm serious right now.
Okay. But when he gets honest, he could be a little rude sometimes. But I still love him all the time. It's coming from a great heart.
I think that we've gotten to see that. We've gotten to see that here. Toby, while you're here, now I'm calling him Toby. Tobias, while you're here, can we talk just a little bit about the Pistons? Because you helped the team snap a 5-year playoff drought. The expectations even higher here in your second season. How do you, Cade Cunningham, all break through here?
Yeah, well, we have a great group. I think, you start with Cade. He's blossomed into the superstar that he is. One thing that I love about him is just his work ethic, his humility, and really his humbleness as a player. I mean, we go where he goes. He sets a tone every single day in practice. And we got great young talent. Thompson stepping up, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey back. So sky's the limit for this group. It's a young group. They call me Unc over here. I'm only 33, but I've embraced the Unc role. At the same time, the cities is super excited for our team and what we have. And last year was just a glimpse of all the talent coming together and really making it happen. So we're super excited to get this thing rolling this year.
I think we need a Boban pep talk for Toby on his season, and then I want Tobias, your pep talk for Boban finishing off his week as an analyst strong.
Please, Uncle Toby, tell me something.
All right. Well, first, I want to tell Bobby, you know, I want him to be relaxed. He got to get up there and do a few dances for you guys.
Okay.
Get going. Get the vibes rolling, you know. That's when he's in his element. That's when he's at his best. And, you know, maybe, Bobby, you could get a little haircut. You know, one time in LA, I took Bobby to a black barbershop. He was a little scared, but it's all good. But my guy always gets it going right, so he got it.
Yeah, we're on national TV right now, and me and Toby play one-on-one. We never know the score because I say I won, he say he won. We never know. We don't want to turn the camera to see who won, but it's okay. You NBA player, I right now here on the side.
I love it.
Tobias, thank you so much for the time. I think we can mark this as the official, unofficial new beginning of the Bobby and Toby show. I think we should do that right here on NBA Today. Check. Done.
Let's do it.
Tobias, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. We appreciate the time. Still to come, hitting that off-balance jumper just as the quarter ends. The Rockets head back to the locker room up 1 at the break.
He's timeless.
He is.
Timeless.
He is. Let's talk about Zion Williamson, who the clock is on for. Jumper over Alperen Sengun. He looks good, Brian. You just want to see it continue.
If he's on the court, he's one of the greatest paint scorers in NBA history. I'm serious, but he's got to be on the court.
And then Williamson taking it the other way. This is what the fans in Birmingham came to see. That 360 dunk right there. Let's take one more look at that here, Bobby.
Yes.
We're taking another look at the highlight here from Zion.
It's crazy. I stopped without words. This is amazing. I could do that a long time ago, but right now I can't.
We have a hoop in here. Don't tempt us with a good time. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Williamson on the matchup with Durant. Durant hits the floater plus the foul. Rockets get the preseason win, 130-128. But I hear Perk is standing on something.
This my camera.
That's going to be your camera.
Standing on business. John, you better stand on business. Stand on business. Hell yeah, we standing on business today. Standing on business. Hey, man, say, man, the Rockets on the way, man. Look, they have 2 aliens down there in Texas. One is Victor Wembanyama, and the other one is this young man right here, Thompson. Everybody was panicking because of Fred VanVleet, but look at this 2-man game right here, this chemistry already. Cutting without the basketball, but look at the vision. The one-handed pass all the way to the corner to Jabari Smith for the knockdown tray ball. Very Jokic style. Listen, here we go again. Can't keep him off the glass, and we know that he's a dog. He's a pit bull. He's ready to ruffle the feathers. This is Clutch City, Vernon Maxwell type vibes right there with that energy. Here you go again, pushing the pace, cutting without the basketball. 6'7", 6'8", can finish around the basket. He comes back into the game and won. Amen Thompson, better known as Twin, is something special, generational talent. And look, they was beefing between the lines, but him and Jose afterwards, they dabbing it up. It's all love, it's all laughter. But at the end of the day, the Rockets got the win, and they got a special individual in that young man right there.
And Amen Thompson.
Amen. Which one is it?
Well, Perk, you were standing on business with Amen. But looking at their starting lineup.
You gotta answer your prayers no matter what.
You can't help but notice this is an enormous lineup here.
Kevin Durant played center at times last year for the Phoenix Suns, okay?
Yeah.
Seriously, not like 1 or 2 possessions. He played center for them. He is going to play 2 guard at times this year for the Rockets. It's one of the reasons why the Rockets are going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, just the sheer size that they can put on the court and skill. Because the guys that they put out there, Amen Thompson's already showing improved offensive skill. We didn't even mention Tari Eason, who came off the bench in this game for 20 points. Yes, the Fred VanVleet injury maybe limited their total upside, but this team is to be reckoned with.
And you have high praise for Amen Thompson.
Yeah. I mean, it's my triple. I say triples? Triples?
Triplets.
Yeah, triples, because we have our twin in Detroit. He's here, and he's in Houston. I'm here. When we will play together, he's my little brother, and he's a great guy, great personality. Like, you know, from beginning, basically, we didn't play. We have worked together, and the coaches with him, like, they make big development. I think he has a bright future, and he's an amazing guy. He's basically like unstoppable if he wants.
By the way, in the preseason, he's shooting around 80% from the three-point line.
He looks great.
He's shooting about 80% from the three-point line.
And they're going
Probably one of his only weaknesses.
They're going to
Outside
need-
of still getting better as a
in the Western Conference, as high as the expectations are for the Houston Rockets, they're going to need every bit of that if they want to clear them. Let's go from the West to the East here. In case you missed, pulled a fat one on Tuesday. So at Celtics practice, the Boston media, they were preparing to play other media members, but head coach Joe Mazzulla, he had a different idea here.
Don't want to break it to you, but you're not playing against each other, you're playing against the coaches.
Okay, so let's see how that turned out then. This is what the guys do, right? Media members, they tend to play these pickup games. Joe Mazzulla had different ideas. Phil Presley nails a wing three. Joe Mazzulla has some lockdown defense. Presley's knocking down another three. We're just not going to check that score in the corner, Perk.
We don't need to, but look, I'm not really overreacting to this. I do have a problem with this. The problem is, what was Brian Scala bringing?
And the Nuggets made some big moves this offseason in reshaping their roster. The additions of Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, who of course they're familiar with on the wings. But Jonas Valanciunas could be the most impactful to helping the three-time MVP in Nikola Jokic. So they have a double big. It's a good thing that I got my double bigs. I got Boban and Perk here to help me up at the big board.
And I'll be Jokic. You could be
Okay, I'll be
because I'm the most skilled out of the two.
Okay.
Why don't you talk about this ability now that the Nuggets have to go double
Well,
big?
it's a trend now, Malika, because OKC, the champs, they play a double big lineup. So you got to match energy with energy. So last night, we saw Jokic, the most skilled big to ever play the game, and Jonas Valanciunas on the floor together. I want you to look at this. Cross-screen action for Jonas that Jokic just said, and all of a sudden he pops, look for the high-low, is not there. Easy little 15-footer for Jokic. We know he has that feathery touch. Then we come on this end. I know this is a worry, but look at the defensive presence. You got Valanciunas, he's contesting at the basket. You got Jokic, who's one of the best rebounders in the game. Now he's starting to break, pushing it, quick outlet, getting out in transition, finish with the left hand. These two are going to be a problem, and it's going to be easy for them to adjust because Jokic is so skilled at passing. Valanciunas also has a very high IQ for the game of basketball, and it's going to be a problem because both of these guys are physical. Shaq say, you can bang with me in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. When I get you to the fourth quarter, you're going to be dead bird tall grass. So they're going to have a problem with those big fellas.
I like that first play because we talked about that yesterday, and I mentioned this play when I saw on TV how they play. And in defense, that's why you need two big guys. One to block the shots, other one to pick up rebounds and go in fast break. I think easy points, how Perks already said, I think they will be like really tough to guard, hard to defend.
And you think this is going to continue to be a trend that we're going to see around the league?
It is. It's already starting. Dallas,
Yes.
Cleveland, we're seeing it.
Yep.
Double big lineup.
You mentioned Dallas. Well, I think we're speaking of big men in new places. We also saw the Luka DeAndre Ayton connection for the first time last night. But JJ Redick has been focused on the other end of the floor. Ayton had 3 blocks and 2 steals, along with 8 of his 13 rebounds being on the defensive side of the ball here. They really did last year. They saw a drop-off in their interior defense after the Luka Doncic trade, and a big reason why they were moving on from Anthony Davis. There we go. We have some numbers here to show you, which saw the Lakers' blocks per game drop from nearly 5 to just under 4. So JJ Redick, he shares his new approach to the defensive side of the ball with our Tim Legler.
Just talk about some of the things, I think, JJ, that you make a priority for your team, and we can let this play out because we're going to see multiple replays.
Yeah.
So we'll just let it play the first time, and then as we run it back? Anywhere you want to stop it, point out what you want.
Sure. I mean, look, so this was our sort of death line. You can stop it right here. You see the physicality in that screen. Rui passing AD along to Austin. Austin meeting Anthony Davis, being physical with him on the roll. We talk all the time in isolation, particularly against guys that can knock down threes like Klay Thompson. We want to use that stick hand. Rui Hachimura is the best guy on our team using that stick hand in isolation. So he prevents the three. And then look, we're a team defense. We didn't last year, we're not going to this year. We don't have lockdown defenders. So we rely on our help defense. We rely on our shift presentation. And Doe gets a little bit out of position here and gets beat on this stampede cut from Najee Marshall. But we've got a rim collision. You know, you've got verticality. You can block a shot or you can take a charge. Austin was great for us all last season, taking charges. And this is a great example of this. You know, when you decide to go small like we did for this stretch against Dallas here, you know, you're going to have to switch 1 through 5. And so you're going to naturally end up with some mismatches, and you're going to inevitably have a smaller player at the rim. And those rim collisions for smaller players a lot of times have to be putting your body on the line and taking a charge like Austin did here.
Now you got, obviously, you're talking about here a lineup with 3 forwards, basically 6'8", right? A couple other guards on the floor. Now it might look a little different for you defensively. If you got a DeAndre Ayton on the floor, if you got a Jackson Hayes on the floor, you're talking about playing more centers than you have maybe a year ago. So how are you going to have to adjust with some of the things you're going to prioritize defensively?
I think it's just simplifying things, to be honest with you, Tim. You know, we did a lot game to game last year, and a lot of that was based on the teams we were playing or who was available in our lineup and our ability to play with smaller lineups. And so we had different switching groups. I think just having a base defense for a full season with the same group and really just creating clarity night to night. So, you know, if that's a 5, hey, here's what the coverage looks like. Our switching group, here's what that is every single night. Now, obviously, there's going to be some changes. I'm not going to let Karl-Anthony Towns pick and pop.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to do that. So.
Well, look, you are going into year 2, man. I'm glad you can breathe a little bit more because it's a little bit more of expanded schedule for you now as you prepare for year 2. I cannot wait to see what you do with this team. I can't wait to see what Luka looks like and you getting him for a full year to coach. JJ, thanks for your time.
Right,
obviously,
always,
wish you nothing but the best.
Rania, Shams, what more can you tell us?
Look, after 9 NBA seasons, Malcolm Brogdon has suddenly made the decision to retire from basketball. So this is someone that was set to make the Knicks regular season roster, but he has been contemplating retirement for the last few weeks, and he informed the Knicks of his decision today. The Knicks had slated him to be the backup point guard on this 2025-26 roster, but Brogdon has made the decision to retire from basketball. This is someone that was one of 2 NBA players ever to win Rookie of the Year and 6th Man of the Year. He also had a 50-40-90 season in his NBA career, so heavily productive stints, particularly in Milwaukee, Indiana, and Boston. Here's his statement right there to ESPN about his decision to retire. And this abrupt decision does have a direct impact on the Knicks, but Malcolm Brogdon, after 9 NBA seasons, is retiring from the game of basketball.
Well, we certainly wish Malcolm all the best of luck in his future endeavors here. I covered Malcolm when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks, and I really, really enjoyed getting to spend some time with him. He's one of the most thoughtful guys that you'll meet in the locker room, and certainly that translated to the court. One of 9 players, as you mentioned, to ever have a 50-40-90 season. So certainly wishing him all the best. Shams, thank you so very much for that insight. He mentioned it. Malcolm Brogdon is a former Rookie of the Year. We thought we'd check in on some rookies because the season starts in 6 days. These are the guys you're going to want to keep tabs on in their opening season in the NBA. First up, Jeremiah Fears. He was taken 7th overall by the Pelicans. Last night, he showed why. He had 26 and 4 assists against the Rockets. Perk, you've been high on the Pelicans. What are you thinking?
I am. And look, he's going to have to provide some great minutes for them, especially while DeJounte Murray is out. But he's giving me some, Russell Westbrook type vibes with that, his athleticism, his spark, the way that he plays and approaches the game. I'm very high on this young man and the Pelicans this year.
I said, what are you thinking? He said, what are you thinking? That's not how I meant it. I said, what's the thought process? Let's go to Kaman Malawach. He put together a highlight package last night. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Wendy, could this Suns project be a little shinier sooner rather than later?
Did you see how he got that block on the second jump? He's got incredible athleticism. And in this game, in addition to his defensive playmaking, showed some of his offense, hitting the outside shot, getting to the basket. Look, he is going to have issues at times this year with physicality because, he's still very much growing into his body. But he is going to be a playmaker with his athleticism, and you're going to see it all season long in Phoenix.
Finally, Yang Hansen put up 9 points, 6 rebounds, but look at this massive fake. We're going to show it to you right now on Buddy Hield. Boban, does this surprise you? Right here. Here it is.
He is good. Like, basically, why he even jump? He cannot reach. He cannot reach. This is the point. But it's good pump fake. It's good move. Like, that's crazy. He's skilled.
Well,
he's skilled. I know. I watch him a lot.
These maybe are some of the rookies that are a little bit more under the radar. Everyone at home's wondering, all right, well, we know there's one more that y'all are at least forgetting there, and that's Cooper Flagg. And Cooper made a solid first impression with his 3 preseason games, shown his full versatility, scoring, rebounding. He's even run point, of course, for Dallas. Coach Jason Kidd has given him no shortage of responsibility, and so far, so good for the 18-year-old. So let's go out to Vegas and welcome in one of our reporters covering tonight's game between the Mavericks and the Lakers, Tim McMahon. Howdy, Tim. I feel like I've been needing to bring a little more verve to my howdy. Cooper Flagg can play multiple positions. We've seen it in the preseason. What have we learned about how the Mavericks are going to use him?
Howdy, Malika. They're treating this like a dress rehearsal, and that means they are going with the super-sized starting lineup. Again, the lineup that we saw Monday night in Utah with Cooper Flagg as point guard, P.J. Washington instead of D'Angelo Russell. Basically, you could say it's 2 forwards and 2 big.
Ayton sets the pick for LeBron. And Ayton throws it down.
Lethal in pick and roll action. Ayton making them pay.
Dallas shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Lively a screen on Doncic. Thompson misses. Lakers shooting 41% for the game. And it's LeBron missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And Richard, talking about Anthony Davis for a second here. When healthy, he's still one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, his health has always been a question mark for quite a while, Kevin. But make no mistake, when AD's good to go, he's one of the best players in the world.
It's good. And there's a block called in the play. He'll get 1 free throw.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
And it's so much easier said than done, but now it's all about keeping that momentum going for them.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt for the game.
He's hit his free throws at a pretty good clip this year, 77%.
One shot. Free throw good, LeBron. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the 3rd. From past the arc. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Now here is Hachimura. He's got 8. Count it. LeBron's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers.
I like this wrinkle. Put LeBron off the ball and then make a play for him.
Davis setting the pick for Irving. Outside, Davis. Lively finds Irving. Davis with a screen on Reed. Shot clock at 6. Down low. Out to Thompson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Los Angeles leading by 4. LeBron passes to Doncic. Now Hachimura. Launches a 3. Taking it back. And Ayton throws it down.
Not afraid to throw his big body around. Ayton good at keeping plays going.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And his free throws are falling at a rate of only about 72% on the season. Not terrible, but listen, you obviously would expect him to do better.
Find the lane. One shot. On the free throw, no good.
And I love the footwork Ayton possesses. It's what makes him so dangerous close to the rim.
No problem knocking that one down. Thompson's got 11 points.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Now here is Hachimura. 8 points for him. Pass to Reeves. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Irving for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
A capable shooter from distance. Give Kyrie space to fire, and he does not pass it out.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. The three-point line, it's Doncic. And again, the Lakers, no good. Dallas has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. That one goes in.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 8. James outside. Pass to Hachimura. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. No good from LeBron. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Now Davis.